Morning, and welcome back to my diary. Thank you for joining me. The last time I spoke to you from the car was last November, and I was driving across to the Lake District to join the guys from southeast Northumberland Pike Anglers Club for their Jolly Boys outing. Well, today it's another Jolly Boys outing, another 4 days fishing with the lads. The last trip to the Lake District turned out to be a bit of a nightmare, frankly, a bit of a disaster in terms of the numbers of fish caught. We got 2 modest fish between 8 of us, which needless to say means we're not going back to the Lake District today. In fact, I'm driving up into Scotland to one of our more productive waters, hopefully. At least that's the plan. As I say, 4 days. Conditions over, as far as we can tell, are not brilliant. The water's quite high, and at the moment it's pretty miserly and horrible, but we can put up with that. We just need hope to get a few more fish. I'll see you when I get to the swim that I'm heading for. I'm hoping, if I can get in, to fish some shallow water to start with. This time of the year I thought shallow water might be the better bet. So hopefully, as I say, if somebody hasn't beaten me to it, I'll get the swim I want. But I'll see you when I get there. Right, that's me fishing, as they say. Unfortunately, not where I wanted to be. The water levels have come up even more overnight. I checked before I went to bed last night, and it was rising certainly, but it must have risen sharply during the night. And the swim that I was hoping to get into, the water's up into the trees, so that's a no-no. So I've managed to get myself in a spot which, to be honest, is almost the exact opposite to what I wanted to do. As I said to you when I was driving, I thought shallow water was where I needed to be, and shallow water isn't what I've got here, unfortunately. The shallowest is the left-hand rod, which is in about 10 feet. These 2 rods, sort of 15 feet. So, as I say, almost precisely the opposite to to what I was hoping for. Still, you never know. I have fished this spot before, a long time ago, and as I recall, memory serves me, I blanked. So, let's see what happens this time, yeah? It's a cold wind. 2 hours gone, and nothing to show for it. The rest of the lads seem to be struggling to get out of bed this morning. I've had messages from most of them now, and at least 2 of them haven't left home yet, and it's a thick end of a 3-hour drive, so they're not going to get much done today. One lad that came over last night, Dave, my mate Dave, he's fishing on a different lock to me, and he's had 1 small jack so far. Where the others are, not a clue. This will, I think, be the last pike fishing sessions of my season, my much curtailed season. So I was hoping against hope that we might have a couple of decent sessions, and if we do, I suspect today isn't going to be one of them. Just doesn't feel right. I don't know whether you know what I'm talking about, but you know, you get a feeling that something might happen. I haven't got that feeling today. So I'm going to give it probably until about 4 o'clock, and then I've got to go and find the accommodation that we're staying in, which is, according to Google Maps, in the middle of bloody nowhere, and a convoluted route to get to it. So I want to give myself plenty of time to do that. So anything exciting, you know what'll happen. Well, if it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen in the next 30 minutes. Well, it didn't happen. Right then, time to try and avoid getting lost and find the accommodation that we're staying in for the next few nights. Good morning, day 2, and a different lock for me today. Misty, murky morning, as you can probably see, with quite a heavy frost last night, which came as a bit of a surprise. The water level on here is very high, so it's a little bit cramped, to be honest. But I'm fishing with 5 of my colleagues, 3 up to the left, 1 down here, and as I say, we've just about got enough room, but today's probably more of a social than any serious pike fishing. Tomorrow will be different. Hopefully we'll be in the same spot tomorrow, but tomorrow is the final round of our annual club competition. And so, as I say, I suspect everybody will be taking that a little bit more seriously than they are today. We fished here regularly, and it's done the occasional nice fish, but perhaps most importantly, it usually does fish, and certainly for the competition day, that's what you want. But we'll see how we get on today. As I say, it was a cold start this morning. Not that should have any real effect, other than perhaps helping to dispel any fears that we had about whether the pike would be thinking about spawning by now. To be honest with you, the water temperature is really cold, so I suspect that's not going to be a problem for us. So, see how we get on. Well, that's 3 hours in. Nobody's had anything. Flat calm as well. Now that's the one thing I didn't expect today. Well, this is turning into a bit of a grueler, to be honest. There's nothing for the 4 of us that are fishing here so far. There's 2 of the lads are fishing just a bit north of us. Nothing. They've had nothing either. The only bright spot is my pal Dave, who's fishing about a mile south of us. He's had 1 small jack. So, why so little action? Answers on a postcard, really. really don't know. I mean, clearly the water level has risen quite quickly over the last few days. It's starting to drop back a bit now. Whether that's had anything to do with it, I don't know. But like I said, a bit of a grueler. Day 2 and a blank for everybody. Bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Now, as you can probably tell, the weather's turned against us as well. So there's always another day, as they say. See you tomorrow. Day 3, competition day, and exact same spot as yesterday, which isn't a real confidence boost after the blank yesterday. But frankly, because the water's so high, we're restricted on the number of places we can actually fish, and we have managed to get everybody fishing together, spread out along this stretch of the bank. So, as I say, it's as much as social as it is serious fishing. As you can see, or as you've seen, a measly, grey, misty start this morning again, which was a bit like yesterday. At least it stayed dry for most of yesterday. It was raining first thing when we arrived. So we'll just have to see how we get on. There's, I don't know, quite a few rods in the water, quite a few baits in the water. Let's see if we can intercept a fish. I'll, like I say, be back to you if anything exciting happens. See you soon. Actually gave me a hell of a fright when
Had you forgotten what it sounded like?
yeah.
That looks promising. Worth me grabbing the net?
Yeah, you could do. Careful with it.
Had us both fooled there. Just don't drop the bloody thing. He's done the impossible.
Well, that's a 3-day blank sailor. Lovely job, John. Thank you very much.
Right, do you wanna?
That's Gilly John.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. Do you want him?
Put him back, yeah. Oof, get up there. Oh, at last. tiny jack. That's a 3-day blank off. Unbelievable. And a team effort at that. It did, for a while it felt heavy, but as I say, a tiny jack, and nonetheless welcome for that. 2 hours left. Time for another one. Michael's turn now.
Funny fish. Right, the good fish.
Jitto.
What? 4. 12-4.
12-4.
12-4.
Well done, Michael.
Nice
Lovely.
One. Big smile. And a pike, not you.
So, Michael's fish takes us into the last hour, and the weather's brewing up. I think it's there's a lot of rain over here. I can see it coming, and the wind's got very gusty, which is just making it a little bit uncomfortable now. Just an hour to go though. Well, that's it. And I have to say that felt like hard work for one small jack. And the last couple of hours have been really uncomfortable. Final day tomorrow, final day of the trip, but something completely different. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Day 4. And like I said to you last night, something completely different this morning. We've given up on the big lock. Flooded off probably by now, I would guess, after we had a load more rain last night. We've come to a little locken, which one of my colleagues who's with us found out is supposed to contain pike. It's a sort of commercial, it's run as a commercial fishery, but as I say, it's supposed to have pike in it. Only time will tell. So it's a case of sucking and see. I'll be back if anything exciting happens. At last. So there is a pike in here then.
That's about 70 hours worth of fishing for that in a row.
Oh, no. In a million years. Right, that's it. I've had enough. I'll see you back at the car. So, the end of another tough session. They just wouldn't stick today at all, would they? And the end of a tough trip, to be honest. 4 days of fishing, and not a great deal to show for it. A few small jacks, and one half decent fish, a 12-pounder for Mike. So yeah, all round a hard trip, and frankly, from my perspective, a tough season, pike fishing season. Of course, losing 3 months of it due to my health difficulties didn't help. But even when I could get out, we were often unable to get out with all the wet weather we've had, and the rivers were up and out of order. And so even when I was able to get out, sometimes I just couldn't make it. So all in all, as I say, a tough season. The highlight, well, I guess it would be the trip to the Highlands again. That's always a highlight of my pike fishing season, even though I only caught a few modest fish. It's always a great place to sit and fish. So I would guess, I think I could go as far as saying that this pike season is best forgotten. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Forget it. What's next? Well, I've been planning a trip to see if I could get a decent perch. A nice perch would be good, and then it'll be full-on spring tench fishing, I guess. Back on the local waters, and trips down to Yorkshire where I got some of my better tench last season. So thanks for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a bit lacking in excitement, obviously. If you're still with me now, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm very grateful. And until the next time, bye for now.